it's warm. There's been a change of plans. My intention was to hunt on the ground this evening. I was going to sit on the west side of the hayfield in the fence line where there's a bush line on the fence, and I was going to sit in there anticipating the elk to come from the main bush from the east and filter out onto the field. But the wind's doing weird things, so it made me a little nervous. So I went back to the truck, grabbed my tree stand gear, and now I'm back up here in the ladder stand that I hunted on opening weekend, where that buck slipped through my fingers right behind me. Because he came in and he smelled my trail, then caught me moving, and then when I turned to shoot, the ladder made a horrible sound. So the thing about this ladder stand is, if you move a certain way, it makes a lot of noise. So that's my challenge here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stand and stay stood all night in order not to make the tree stand make noise, or I'm gonna sit all night. on September 16th. It's about 6:40 a.m. I managed to slip in here pretty clean this morning, so I think. Got in here under headlamp. It was set up by 6 a.m. in the complete dark. It's finally just light enough to get the camera rolling here. Pretty quiet morning. I've got a northwest wind blowing across my face this way and behind me. Straight west of me, about 400 or 500 yards, is the hayfield where I saw the elk like a week ago. Since then, they've kind of disappeared on me, so I don't know where they are or what they're doing, but I didn't have too many options this morning based on wind, so I decided to slip into this tree stand and just hope that the elk are in here, and I just didn't know it. Wow, that's enough to get your heart pumping. I did a cow call, and I just heard crack, bam, boom, and in comes this spike bull, hot and heavy. Come right into 20 yards. Then he stopped. He hit my scent trail where I walked in. That stopped him dead. Put him on alert. And then by that time he was standing downwind, so it was just a matter of time. He smelled me, bolted back like 30 yards, and then just walked off into the bush and kind of went back the way he came. Oh man. When it happens like that, you can't help think it's just gonna be a massive bull that's gonna come smashing in. Pretty awesome encounter regardless. Well, good morning. This is what I would consider good camera light. But before that, I heard a big crack. Maybe 70 or 80 yards over to my right here, which is north. So I thought, what the heck? It wasn't great camera light, but I could see on the LCD viewfinder. So I gave a couple cow calls. And about 15 minutes later, I heard footsteps. Sure enough, a bull elk ends up right underneath me at 8 yards. He was a legal bull. I think it was maybe a 3x4. definitely had 3 on the one side. So that's a legal bull here in Alberta, in this area, at this time of year, but I still have lots of meat in my freezers. So I let that guy walk. She came in a little bit closer, and she smelled my scent trail where I walked in, and her and the bull bolted back. And then she come right back in to investigate, and then she sniffed around here for a long, long time, and eventually wandered off. She ended up downwind. I thought for sure she was going to smell me, but she definitely got a whiff and was very, very curious and alerted. She wanted to know what that scent was. And that's something I'd like to talk about maybe on the next hunt. And that is, if you're going to hunt these elk like whitetail, you got to keep in mind your scent. So even when you enter an area and have a hunt and don't see anything, when you leave, you've left your scent all over the place. And with elk, it may not blow them completely out of your property, but it may affect their movement and their judgment. So something to consider, but we'll talk more about that another time. Right now I'm going to pack up and get out of here.